Peter Obi should be given Best Husband Award because Peter Obi is the kind of man that this generation needs. Because I can't explain why some people are bashing him for saying that he can never divorce his wife. Even if they ask him, even if your wife cheats, he said if the wife cheats, that's her business. It's not his business, and nobody is going to say that Peter Obi and the wife cheated. He said his wife sits in first class, but he doesn't sit in first class, and they travel together. They said why? He said because that's what the wife wants and he doesn't want it. And people are surprised. He said even if the wife cheats, he said you cannot quantify him or with what his wife did or his children did. They have different lives to live. And a lot of people were calling him finished man. Some other people had so many things to say, but we will read comment. But let me say something. Any man that says he can never divorce his wife, even if she cheats on him, those wives end up not cheating. I tell you for free. But you see, those ones are always saying, if my wife cheat on me, I will divorce her, I will do this, I will do that, because you have already started planning ahead. Things have not happened, but you are planning ahead that if they happen, you are going to do this, you are going to do that. The devil picks it up and magnifies it and uses it against you. But you see, those men that say, if you like, cheat on me, it means that you have told the devil that there's nothing you want to do that will make me leave my marriage. Peter Obi went as far as saying that even if the wife used a gun to shoot him, as far as he's alive, he will still marry that wife, that he's not going to divorce his wife. And a lot of women were so wild. Some men were like, this is a man full of wisdom. And I feel that Peter Obi should be given Best Husband Award. He doesn't come in that he doesn't stop the wife from doing whatever she wants to do. Anything the wife wants to do that will make her happy, he allows her to do it. You see those kind of men, they are rare, and God has blessed me with one, and I cannot complain. But the thing is, those of us who marry men that allow us do what we want, we still have sense to caution ourselves to certain things so that we don't offend these men. It's only the women that don't have sense that marry this kind of men that abuse the privileges, that abuse the opportunities, and you find out that some of them will wake up by themselves and leave the marriage. It has happened before. A man is so good, a woman leaves the marriage and say, this man is too good, I cannot marry him, I'm afraid one day he will kill me. The man will not unalive you. It's not possible. But maybe because you are used to abuse, you don't understand that no, at some point there are people who don't want to stain their white. Like Peter Obi as he is now, he cannot have an extramarital affairs because he doesn't want any woman to come and say you impregnated me, or a man will come and say you slept with my wife or you slept with my girlfriend. You cannot, you see, because of the way Peter Obi has lived his straightforward life, you cannot have it. Peter Obi has no scandal. There's no scandal that Peter Obi touched anybody inappropriately. There's no scandal that Peter Obi wanted to sleep with anybody while the person was working with him as his boss. There is no scandal that Peter Obi scammed anybody. There's no scandal that Peter Obi collected any money out of fraud. There's no scandal. If for Peter Obi to be contending politically with Tinubu and they never found anything against him, and Buhari also did not find anything against Peter Obi, you should know that Peter Obi is somebody that was ready. I think Peter Obi wanted to live a clean life right from when he was 15 years old, because none of his classmates has come out to say, Obi, you are lying, you were a bad boy, you were this, you were that. Nobody has come out to say that. Most people have accused Peter Obi's son of being GAY, that is an agege, and during the campaign they were talking. So now Peter Obi, with his latest interview, he has said that nobody can quantify him with the lifestyle his children decide to live, because as far as I'm concerned, if you have trained your child to become an adult, there's nothing really you can do if they decide to change down the road, because there are children that are really being influenced by peer pressure, by society pressure, by everything, maybe religious and all of that. People have their own mindset. Imagine a family where a man brought up his child and the child is a Christian, and he wakes up one morning and say he's a Buddhist. What will you now do? Will you now change the child and say you must be a Christian? So Peter Obi did a video where he was on that podcast and they asked him about church. He now said that most times in Nigeria, the reason why we are the way we are is because the government do not pay attention to production, that we are a consuming society, that we hardly do production, that if we become a production state, manufacturing state, we are going to make more money and employ more labor. when he gave that statistics, people took it out of context. They yanked out the part he talked about doing turning morning sessions in church to night vigils. They yanked it and took it out of context. You know, the thing is, when people want to sell their podcast, they pick those places that sound, those, they call it the punch point. How will I explain it? Those are the ones they take, or maybe the bullet point. They take those ones and make it into a short, maybe a 30 minutes video, or a 1 minute video, or a 1 minute 30 minutes video, so that it will captivate people. It's like almost like a bait. We won't call it a clickbait. We just say like a bait to lure people to come in to watch the main podcast, so that they can understand in perspective what he was trying to say. So if you watch a 3 minutes video of what Peter Obi said, you will not understand what he's actually saying. So with all this he has said about his wife, it is clear. And I like the fact that they brought out all the points and made it to become one, so that in a video, so that you understand. Meaning that no matter what the wife does, if she steals, nobody, like you mentioned, that if the wife go to sleep with another man, nobody will say Peter Obi and his wife cheated. Now it will be that Peter Obi, a good man, married a wife who cheated. Have you seen? So his name remains his name. All these things they used to say, oh, you bring shame to your family. Oh, Peter Obi disassociated himself from it. And I think that's why Peter Obi is living a healthy life. Because most times we parents, we worry about, oh, we don't want our children to give us a bad name. So we put pressure on our children. They have to live a certain way. At the end of the day, their children also came from dysfunctional homes that God has helped, that they turned out well. So in all, we should always just do our best as parents and leave the rest to God. We should do our best as spouses and leave the rest to God. The truth is, you can never change your spouse. Whatever your spouse was, and the good thing is, whatever your spouse was in the relationship is what they're going to be in the marriage. Now, the good thing with Peter Obi is that he married from a state that their wives know how to make the home. So their wives make the home very conducive. If you marry from Akwa Ibom, you marry from Cross River, just know that you will have a peaceful marriage, except for the ones that do not grow up or do not have the orientation from our side. But you see, we Cross Riverians, people say we do love potion to keep our men. No, it's not love potion. It's just the way we take. Like now, for example, maybe you marry a man that is not romantic, he doesn't care about your emotional needs, then you always come and meet him and say, oh my guy, he gives you joy in every other thing, but when it comes to romance, he's not that kind of person that will come and be telling you, babe, today we have to we have to be intimate today. There are some men who actually practically tells you that we'll be intimate today on a daily basis. Like they send you a message to say, hope your day is going well in the office. Today it's going to be, I'm going to take you to the moon and back, and all those kind of things. They are preparing your mind for the night or for the afternoon. There are men who also sponsors, that is, they just want to spoil you, give you so many, they want to spoil you, give you money for shopping, they take you shopping, they take you to Paris and all that. People have their different love language, but the worst thing that should happen to a man or a woman is to be in a marriage where you do not speak each other's love language. Like now, my husband is not speaking my love language, I'm not speaking his own love language, and then we are just living in the marriage. Of course, you will not be happy. But Peter be understood that this is his wife's love language, sitting in first class. His own love language is to sit in economy. You understand? So he sits in the regular. Because as far as I'm concerned, I think like Peter will be in a way, because I feel that why should I put pressure on my husband? When people say, like today my friend was telling me that she wants to call if her friend's husband because her friend is not happy with her husband. I'm like, in this economy, people still they fight. Because me, I'm looking for money. I'm not looking at, as in I don't have time to fight. You get? So the whole thing is, if you concentrate your focus on other things, this fighting every day will not occur. And that's not to say that if your husband does something you don't like, you shouldn't talk about it. Anyway, this video, I thought I would actually read the comments other people dropped, but I've said a few things about what people said. So the bottom line is, love your partner, take care of your partner, do your best, but do not stop your partners from being who they are. And that is why a lot of women go into marriage without fulfilling their dreams, and then they live in bitterness, and they begin to tell you that marriage is a scam. You see, women who say marriage is a scam is because they are not able to fulfill everything, because marriage in itself stops you from certain things until maybe you have given birth and your children are grown, or maybe you came into marriage and you are pregnant. You need to grow those children. Those days you are staying to be pregnant and grow the children, it's kind of slowing you down, the things you would do. But it's because marriage is in a cycle where you have to do those things to be able to get to a certain point. So basically, Peter Obi should be given the best, or one of the best husbands in the world. He should win that award. He deserves it.